What's up, money growers? Oh, yeah. Jacob coming back to you on a nice evening here in Las Vegas, in Southern Nevada, where I live. Beautiful state, by the way. Actually, let's do that. How about that for question of the day? What state do you live in? For those of you that watch, I know some of you already know what state you live in because you've watched me on my other channel, Jacob's Life in Vegas. So, like Sox Rocks, I know you're in Massachusetts. What state do you live in? Tell me about that. If any of you guys live here in Nevada, especially, hey, great. Life is good in the Silver State. But I'm going to talk about something else today that didn't go so smoothly for me with Navy Federal. Right? They scammed me. They lied to me. All that kind of stuff. Nah, I don't think it was really intentional. So I think it was more so of a mistake that happened with Navy Federal. But guys, go ahead, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, because this is one of those I'll share my experience with you with, bank, credit union, hey, good, bad, ugly, all that kind of stuff, and you guys can learn from it as well. If you've had something happen like this or maybe some bad experience, let me hear about it down in the comments. So Navy Federal, this happened when I was asking a representative one time about just credit cards, right? Because if you guys don't know, Navy Federal, their credit card department's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So only a few of their departments are open 24/7, and the credit card department is one of them. So I remember I've talked to them all hours of the day, early morning hours, evening hours, weekends, holidays. There's always someone there that you can call and talk to about these questions or whatever you have. So I had some questions. I was talking about the Navy Federal Credit Union flagship card, right? They're like the granddaddy of them all for their credit cards, right? Their travel credit cards, their hardest one to qualify for as far as what they have. And it's the first and only current credit card I have with them is with the flagship. I tried the whole late night hack to see if people would get like, oh, I got $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 credit limit approval. Yeah, that didn't work for me. And not with that card because it's a tough one to get. So I got $7,100. I did the unboxing on here. I've talked about this card numerous times in reviews. And so I'm learning about the credit limits of Navy Federal, the cards, right? So if you guys know, the flagship card goes up to $80,000 credit limit. All their other unsecured cards go up to $50,000, okay? And then the N Rewards, I think, goes up to what? I mean, it's your own money you're depositing. I think it goes from $200 minimum up to like $5,000 or something like that. Either way, the unsecured cards go up to $50,000, and then the unsecured, the flagship card, goes up to $80,000. So I've heard people say before, I've heard this before on Navy Federals that, okay, you can have up to 3 personal credit cards in Navy Federal Credit Union where you're the primary card holder, right? You can have 3 of those, and you can also be an authorized user in other people's cards, but 3 in your own name. Now, I've heard before that, you could have, 1 flagship card and then 2 other credit cards with Navy Federal that are all unsecured. So you can have a 50, a 50, and an 80. You have a $180,000 credit limit. I've heard that before, okay? Now, I'm talking to the rep, and I didn't even ask this question. She just volunteered the information when I was just talking about credit cards and different things like that with her. And she goes, oh, you can actually have more than one of the same credit card with us. I was like, really? I didn't even really think about that. Often people might do something like that, or might try something like that because, some places are kind of strict about that. Like with Chase, you're not even supposed to be able to have like the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase Sapphire Reserve card at the same time. You're only supposed to have like one of those two. I think you have to wait 4 years in between like closing one and applying for the other one to be able to get the sign-up bonus or something like that. So some places can be pretty strict about how they do those things. But when asking about the flagship card, it's the $80,000 limit, and the lady goes, oh, well, you can actually have more than one of the same credit card. I'm like, so I could have 3 flagship credit cards with Navy Federal? She goes, yeah, you could. And I'm talking to her, I'm like, huh. And she goes, and you can hit the bonus on each card. Because each card is technically, yes, the same card. They're all flagship, but each card is a separate account. It's a separate trade line. It's a separate account on your credit report. So there are 3 different, if you have 3 flagship cards, yes, they're all technically the same credit card. They have the same sign-up bonus, but they are all a different account. So I was like, wow. Because she was saying how, and she actually was cool though, because she told me how you can sign up for, so pretty much all of Navy Federal's unsecured cards have like some kind of 90-day bonus, right? Three months to hit a certain bonus level, except the Platinum, which we'll talk about. So you can sign up. What you can do is you can sign up for one of those cards, like the Flagship, the Go Rewards, Cash Rewards, and say they're offering like a cashback bonus where, like the Flagship, you can sign up for that card, and in the first 90 days, you spend $4,000, you get $400 back. Well, you could do that. And the lady told me then you could do that and then just product change over to a Platinum card where, say you do, it takes you 3 months to get $4,000. You spend $4,000, you get $400 back. You could product change over to a platinum card, and because the platinum card is 12 months of 0% APR, when that's part of their sign-up bonus, well, you've used 3 months of a bonus with the flagship card, you could transfer to platinum and get 9 months of 0% APR that way. So it's really a way to like double dip on bonuses. So that was cool. She told me that. I'm like, dude, I learned this, which I've shared in videos. And then I've learned now you can have $80,000 with 3 different flagship cards, Navy Federal. You can go up to $240,000 credit. I'm like, oh man, thinking like, dude, I got all these tips. I got these secrets, these hacks. I'm going to share them with you guys here on the channel. Like I found out this cool info. I'm going to share it with people. I'm going to tell them about it. They're going to get so much use out of this. This video is going to do well. All this, like, I felt like I found like a little gem, like a little hidden, hidden gold nugget kind of thing. So I did a whole video talking about it, saying that you can get 3 flagship cards. Each of them can have an $80,000 limit, and you could have $240,000 of credit with Navy Federal. And then some people in the comments were like, no, you can't do that. You can only have 1 card and 2 others. You can only go up to 180. Some people were like, no, all 3 of your cards can only have $80,000 credit limit total. And I'm like, that's not what she said. I'm like, the lady told me. I'm like, she told me you could have 3 flagships and each of them can be $80,000. You have 2, I'm like, dude, you can have almost $250,000 in personal credit with Navy Federal. It's like, yeah, you could. Okay. Well, after enough comments of people being like, some people like, oh, that's cool. And just kind of a mixture of what you can and can't do. I called Navy Federal back, and this time I talked to 2 different people, so 2 different ladies this time. And one of them knew like right away. She was like, no, between all 3 credit cards in Navy Federal, you can only have an $80,000 credit limit, okay? And I say only, like it's not that much. It's pretty good for most people, okay? So if you have 1 card and it's the flagship that goes up to $80,000, that's gonna be your credit limit. And that's it. So if you have 1 flagship card and you get up to $80,000 credit limit, you're not getting any other cards in Navy Federal because you hit your $80,000 limit. So you've only got 1 card, but you hit the $80,000 limit. Now say you have 3 cards and 1 could be a flagship, but they could all be flagship. It doesn't matter if they're all flagship, 1's a flagship, you have a cash rewards, a go rewards, a more rewards. All 3 of those can only add up to $80,000, okay? So whether you have 1 card, 2 cards, or 3 cards, they can only add up to $80,000. So you got 3 cards, you could have, a 40,000 one, a 20, and a 20. Those 3 add up to 80. That's all you're getting. So that's how it is. So I called one rep. She knew like right away. She's like, no, you can only have 80,000 total as far as you being the actual primary on the credit cards. Another lady, she wasn't quite sure, but she did look it up and she was like reading it right from the manual. She goes, let me see here. She read it like verbatim from the manual over the phone. I mean, it sounded like, she read it right out of the textbook. It's exactly what it sounded like she was reading like a law book or something. She's like reading right out of the policy. So that is the case with Navy Federal. You can only have $80,000 in total credit limit. Again, I've heard people say other things. The last 2 reps I've talked to there have told me $80,000 total in personal credit, whether you have 1 credit card, 2 credit cards, 3 credit cards. That's what you're getting. So I actually had to take that video down because it was completely wrong. It was kind of unfortunate because the video was doing well. It was popular. It got me lots of subscribers on a channel that's really small, which helped. It got me a good chunk of ad revenue, but I had to take the thing down because it was just, come to find out, the info I got was completely incorrect. So that's part of why I talked in one video I did. It was called, like things to know before you join Navy Federal Credit Union, is that, lots of stuff, some stuff is pretty straightforward, but other things, you may want to like double check or, ask someone else or call back, ask a rep or whatever. You go into one of the local branches, ask someone there, and you get a couple different opinions, ask them the same questions because sometimes, hey, people make mistakes. Sometimes they give you information that's either old, it's outdated, or they just had something incorrect. I mean, you're dealing with humans, so there's going to be human error in these kinds of things. And that was really, I think, what happened. It was more so of a mistake. The lady told me, yeah, you can have 3 Navy Federal flagship cards and have all 80,000. I'm like, holy crap, that's so much personal credit, like 240 grand. With these 3 cards from a credit union, I was like, dang, this is amazing. So I went here, shared it with you guys, thinking I found like this golden nugget. But yeah, I don't think they tried to scam me or tried to lie to me or anything like that. I think the lady just truly made a mistake. So I want to share that experience with you guys with Navy Federal. Sometimes those things happen. Sometimes there are mistakes, but ended up taking that video down, even though it was probably the best performing video I had on the channel outside of some others where I interviewed people. Like, they I think help drive some traffic to a video. But just naturally on its own organic, it's probably the best video I had so far, but hey, had to take it down because the info I got ended up being wrong. So hey, you know what happens. What are you gonna do, right? There's other videos to make, other opportunities, and other things to learn and share with everyone. So guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of this. I appreciate you guys listening to this story and me being able to share it with you and get a good laugh out of it. So if you had anything similar like this happen before, bank, credit union, whatever, I would definitely like to hear about it down below. Thank you for watching and being so awesome. And until next time, keep growing your money.